Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeka Onyeka Obiriri. Boosting productivity is a function of strategic thinking and planning, knowledge-driven strategic thinking and planning, and clinical execution. It is not achieved through propaganda and media blitzkrieg and the razzmatazz. Nigeria is one country. I still repeat, Nigeria, the geographical expression called Nigeria, and that sits within a landmass of 923,000 square kilometers, is one country that is so endowed naturally by God and blessed with everything that is needed by mankind to become one of the top 5, top 10 biggest economies, most prosperous countries in the whole world. Our major problem and our major challenge has been that we've been very unfortunate to be saddled, especially over the last 25 years, with a mass of mostly unthinking, wicked, non-discerning, incompetent human beings who only see political office and political power as avenue to show up their sagging economic states or to engage in massive satanic kleptomaniacy in such a level that even the Satan will be green with envy. Today, the dollar is exchanging to the naira at a level of 1,677 naira to $1. The Canadian dollar to the naira is almost at 1,250. The pound sterling is inching towards 2,250 naira. And of course, some of us who understand that exchange rates of a country can actually help the country to boost productivity, especially for a productive economy. Even a weakened exchange rate, a weakened exchange position for the local currency even help them to boost productivity. But for an import-dependent economy like Nigeria, a weakened domestic currency will always impact negatively on the welfare and human development indicators of such country. We can turn around the situation. We can even leverage on the weakened naira to boost productivity if we have mass of creative thinking people across the 3 tiers and arms of government. Naira at 1,677 to $1 is not a cost. We can still turn the tide if we have people who are thinking, people who are compassionate, people who are empathetic, people who are knowledge-driven, who think legacy rather than their pocket and their belly. I was sharing with someone and I said to him, nobody who understands the true value of money goes around wasting it or living flamboyantly. Nigeria is the only place where a politician who has never worked anywhere in his life, who has never engaged in any productive activity because he was a former local government chairman somewhere, later became chief of staff somewhere, later became governor for 8 years, later became a minister somewhere, never worked anywhere, never created any value anywhere, would just wake up and they open a 40-year-old Glenfiddich worth almost about $10,000 and take it and gulp it at a go. And to him is luxury. Nobody who really worked for his money, who really labored to make real wealth, will waste money the way our politicians waste money. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in the whole world, lives in an apartment that he moved into in the 70s at Omaha, Nebraska. He doesn't even drive most of the luxury and flashy things. When you see people wasting money, lavishing money, living flamboyantly, flying around in private jets and all those stuff, look at them critically. Most of them have no productive, have no value. They don't even understand the value of money. The wealthiest man in Africa, Aliko Dangote, the other day was saying that he doesn't have any property outside of Nigeria. And that is one respect I have for that man. He has no property anywhere in the US, in the UK, or elsewhere, or in Dubai. Most of his investment are here in Nigeria. He has investment in other countries. But Aliko understands the value of money because he grew wealth from the streets. You see his lifestyle, you will see clearly a man who knows how to create value. But you see, most of these looting politicians who have never done anything in all their life, all they do just loot the treasury and all those stuff. You see them buying properties worth 20 million pounds in the UK, buying properties in Maryland, buying in Hawaii, buying in Miami, buying in Dubai, Go and check. Most of those who own luxury properties, luxury yachts, private jets are mostly politicians or political fronts, private fronts of politicians who loot. Nobody who really go and look at those who really make money. You will never see somebody like Cosmos Madoka living such kind of flamboyant life. People that grew up in the street and worked for their money. You will not see guys like Ibeto living that kind of flamboyant life. You will not see people like Aliko living that kind of flamboyant life. Most of those that who live the waste money, buy properties everywhere in the whole world, loot and stash away, do not understand the value of money. Look at Warren Buffett. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Just about 40 or less than 40. Look at his lifestyle. Look at even Elon Musk. Look at their lifestyles. You understand people who know the value of money, who made wealth, creating value. They don't go about wasting money. They invest their monies to make more money. I'm talking about productivity. To build a productive economy, we need to have leaders who understand the value. Look at Peter Obi. Peter Obi is one of the wealthiest men in Nigeria. Look at Atedo Peter's side. You can see the way they manage money. You will never see them waste money or live flamboyantly. So we need men who are thinking, men who have their brain. To boost productivity, we need to have strategic planning. We have had forex stability. Naira today is 1,500. Next day is 1,000. Because we have refused to be a productive economy. Government will tell you, oh, we need to bring down food inflation. You don't bring down food inflation by tweaking monetary policy and monetary rate. You bring down food inflation by tackling two things. Slaying insecurity to allow farmers go to work. And creating strategic plans, strategic paths. So that you build a plan on how you want to crash food prices through productivity. From the upstream to the processing, to the storage, to the distribution. Your plan is scientifically. I have over time given examples of how these things can be done. Today, a bag of rice. I checked through the market. We are into agro production. A bag of rice, 50 kg, that used to be 62,000, 64,000 at the miller's place in Abakaliki and other places. Today it's at 72, 74,000. And it's going to go to that, it's still going high. Because we didn't plan on how we can crash the prices. We wait for the, and we're actually in the harvest season. People are saying, it can't come down. We've done the mapping. We've mapped, we've done the mapping. Food prices has only moderated. It's going to go up. But can we stop it? Yes. How do we stop it? Strategic planning, thinking, creativity across the whole value chain. I'll give you an example. If we want to crash the price of rice sustainably over the next 6 months or 1 year, forever, we can do it. What is our annual domestic consumption? 7.5 or thereabout million tons. What are we currently producing? About 5.3 million tons. Domestically, we can't even satisfy our demand. And we rely mostly on imports for the balances. But we can decide today that we want to produce and process 32, 36 million tons of paddy rice. Process it to about 22, 24 million tons of parboiled rice, which is 3 times our domestic consumptions. In such scientific way, using hybrid seeds and agro technology, and in a way that we can produce maximally and sell at 30,000 naira for 50 kg bag and see the millers will make so much money. We have this thing mapped out how it can be done. What of yam? We can crash the price of yam. The 10 kg tuber of yam that is selling for 5,000, 6,000. We can crash it down to 2,000, 3,000. We have plans mapped up on how this can be done across all the agro value chains, across every productivity line. But we need to plan it. We need to sit down, articulate it. Palm oil, how do we catch the price? We need to do 400,000 new hectares of the terra species and set up almost about 1,200 cottage factories, 10 tons, 20 tons per day capacity across the palm belt. Cocoa, we can ramp up cocoa such a level that we can export and process and export nothing less than $61 billion worth of cocoa seeds and cocoa value chain per annum in Nigeria. Debt, we can do $102 billion, $54 billion worth of debt. Dairy, we can do $109 billion worth of dairy. Maize, everything. We plan it and we execute it. I call it 3 tiers and arms of government. 3 tiers of government. They will just keep on doing propaganda. Nigeria today, for us to be able to have mechanized agriculture in such a sustainable way that will enable us grow our agro revenues to almost about $250 billion export, we need to have at least 3 million to 6 million tractors. Netherlands today, number of tractors per 100 square kilometer is about 8,325. It used to be almost 2,000. Slovenia, they have almost about 2,300 tractors for every 100 square kilometer. Nigeria, with an arable land mass of 64 million hectares, need about 3 to 6 million tractors and other mechanized instruments to be able to sweat the agro value chain and agro wealth. Today, we have total population of less than 45,000 tractors, and most of them are moribund. The other day, one governor was saying that he's doing groundbreaking they want to they have an arrangement with an European company to assemble 300 tractors in 2024. And I asked them, today is September 18th, 2024. You are still doing groundbreaking in a forest where you will build the assembly plant, and you're boasting that you will assemble in 2024. Do they think we are fools? And today, we can easily get a Chinese company that will set up a complete knockdown assembly plant, or a tractor manufacturing plant in Nigeria, if we can guarantee at least offtake of 10,000 tractors for them. In fact, we should have tractor manufacturing company in each of the 6 regions in Nigeria, not just assembly plants. These guys think we are fools. We did a massive proposal to the 5 Southeast governors in Nigeria on how they can develop agro clusters, at least 100 to 200 hectares agro park in each of the 1,246 electoral wards in the Southeast, where they will have palm orchards in such a way that we can, within the next 3 years, that was in 2019, by 2023, we will have been producing and exporting nothing less than 2 to 3 trillion naira worth of palm value chain from the Southeast. We showed them the pathway, how we can develop those clusters, 100, 200 hectares of terra palm plantation in each of the 1,250 electoral ward where we have land, those that are not in the urban areas. And how we can help them, we will provide them with all the seedlings. We know those of us who are developing the nursery bank, the high-yielding Tenera super species. How we will supply them, how we will drive the establishment of the cottage factories. Government is not bringing money to develop, to process them. All the government needs to do is through local government chairmen to work with the communities to provide the clusters, provide security, and provide the infrastructure and the industrial borehole to enable them irrigate the land and intercrop other legumes and vegetables within those palm plantations that enable them make short-term income. We ran the numbers. We could easily do these clusters of 200, 300, 500 hectares of agro-industrial parks in each of the 1,246 electoral wards in the Southeast, create massive $5 to $20 billion agro revenue annually. But when you see them, they will just go, we are doing palm plantation. You will see them in forest where there is nothing happening there. They will buy up palm trees. They will dash to communities to go and plant in non-scientific, sustainable manner. We have templated, integrated format of how these things can be done scientifically, the same way Dr. Michael Obara did it. Between 1959 to 1960, Michael had a templated plan of what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, when he wants to do it, the resources that we use to do it, the people and the human capital that he will use, the technology, everything. He had the commodity boards that will help him. Michael was a medical doctor, 39-year-old. In 7 years, he built the fastest growing economy in the whole of Commonwealth. He had an idea of what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, without any selfishness. These guys, anything you see them doing, they just something that just come out of their mind on how they can steal or how they can loot. Any selfless advice or proposition on how we can build up our people, create massive wealth, end insecurity, and put our massive views into employment, they won't do it. They will only do that thing that will enable them and their colony to steal and to loot. Nothing scientific, nothing sustainable, no program that is worth copying. Once you give them something to do, they will devise a caricature version of it that will enable them to loot and then gather the media to do propaganda. Nobody question, nobody ask them. God have mercy on us.